My next guest, he's a professional mixed martial artist with a perfect record of 3 wins with no losses. He is currently a PFL fighter, a PFL Challenger Series winner, and his next fight will be on August 23rd. Please welcome onto the show, Alexei Pergande. How you doing, Alexei?
Doing great, man. What a great introduction, huh?
I
Appreciate
appreciate that.
that.
No, no, man. Appreciate the compliment, man. I want to make sure I give you your shine, man. You're a great fighter. You're fighting for one of the best organizations in the world, bro. You're only 22 years old. How's life feeling like for you, man?
It's great, man. I'm just trying to stay focused, staying disciplined. I'm training with some of the best people in the world, and I'm learning so much. And like you said, I'm so young, so I still have so much to learn, so much experience to grow. Only 3 fights as a professional, so I'm just looking to stay comfortable, looking to gain experience, knowledge, and just keep getting better. That's the end goal, maybe one day be joining that $1 million tournament and starting those playoffs.
Now, you've had all three of your professional fights have been under the PFL banner, correct?
Correct.
How did this PFL journey start for you?
So basically, it's actually a pretty crazy story, and it really shows you how I really do believe things are for a reason and things
Yeah.
happen for a reason. And whatever you're going through, even if you're at the lowest point of your life, I feel like God is setting you up for the future, for something
Yeah.
forward. And even, like I said, we're gonna have the lowest of lows, the highest of highs. What happened was I was about to sign my professional debut for a local promotion.
Yeah.
Nothing big, nothing huge. And the day I was gonna go sign my contract, I went for a bicycle ride. I was just going out and doing some cardio, and I got chased down by a dog. I ended up having an accident and fell on my shoulder, tore my whole AC joint in my shoulder. I was so devastated. So it was just like one of the worst days of my life. I remember still to this day like how like I was just like in tears, like banging my head on my car dashboard because I was like so upset that I wasn't gonna make my professional debut. And then 4 months of rehab later, I got a call from my manager. He's like, hey, I was like fresh off recovery. So I was just
Yeah.
now getting back into the gym, and he was like, "Hey, PFL is doing this opportunity. And it's gonna be a once in a lifetime opportunity." He was saying that, and I didn't really believe him. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be more." So I was like, kind of like debating on if I should do it or not, because I was like
Yeah.
so fresh off being injured. And he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be debuts only, PFL Challenger Series. They're starting it this year." And me and my coach were like a little hesitant, but they were like, "Okay, you know, let's do this thing." And I won the contract and got a pretty nice submission. And then after that, they never did. PFL has never done like this year. They didn't do the debuts only ever again. So that was the one and only opportunity that they
Yeah.
ever did, debuts only. So that's pretty crazy. And like I said, things work in so like marvelous ways, I believe.
Absolutely. Someone once told me be ready for special because when special comes, you never know at what point in your life it's gonna be. So just be ready for the opportunity, right? So it's a pretty good story. You've had all three of your fights under the PFL banner, which is great. You had a good
Sure.
submission in your first fight and in your last one, which we'll talk about. I remember, I believe I saw your social media when some guy was calling you like, "Oh, this guy's more likely to get beat," and then you
Yeah.
submitted the dude in the first round, right?
Yeah, that last fight. There was a lot of it wasn't like anger, but it was a lot of. I just felt like there was just a lot of doubt in general of like coming into my fight. I feel like that kind of fueled me as well. It was doubt of like I was going down to a new weight class, so people like, oh, this kid's six
Yeah.
feet tall. He's not going to make 145 pounds. Like that was one of the big things that I heard a lot of people were talking about. And then the second thing was, coming off my second fight in the PFL
Split decision
last
win.
year. Yeah, I like I said, I came in so sick and I was on bed rest and I couldn't walk for a week before that fight. And I was like this close to pulling out, but I really needed money, so I took that fight. And I that was one of the worst performances I've ever had, hands down. But I did still pull it off, like barely being able to
Yeah.
walk and not being able to train. Um, So like that, like also that performance, people were judging me based off that last performance, and that really to my head, I was like, okay, I'll show you guys. I also just joined Kill Cliff, and I'm training with these monsters. So I was like, okay, keep thinking what you're gonna think. I'm gonna go out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna perform, and that's
Hell
what I
yeah.
did.
Who are you training with?
I mean, there's so much names. I mean, I'm
Give me
probably
your
gonna
like
forget.
top the three names that pop into your head right now.
So for top, one of my probably people that pushes me the most is Christos Giagos. He's in the UFC. He's one of my like main training partners, lightweight. I've been training for this camp. I was doing a little bit of sparring with Ian Gary,
Ian
Vicente Luke.
Gary,
Yeah, yeah,
Vicente
yeah.
Luque, coming off
Yeah,
a couple wins, right?
yeah, exactly. So those two guys have been pushing me a little bit. And then I mean, there's so much names, but yeah, those are just three of some of them. I can't even begin. Like I've been working a little bit with Rafael Fiziev too. He just came down there as well. Got a couple of rounds with him and seeing these
Yeah.
high level guys and how they move and how they strike. It's really interesting.
Yeah, man. We had Ian Gary on the show before he made his UFC debut. Good things happen, right? Positive vibes.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully we're
yeah.
spreading those to you as well, my friend. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
for
man.
sure.
So, how did MMA in general though become an option for you? You were 4-0 as an amateur. I mean, you're 3-0 as a professional. You haven't tasted defeat in the world of MMA. So, how did you come to this road?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say like, "Oh yeah, you're undefeated," like all that. Like you haven't, felt what it's like to lose. But a lot of people don't know I have extensive background of boxing. I was going to be
I
a
was gonna say
professional.
amateur boxing background, right?
Yeah, I was going to be a professional boxer. That was my goal. Kind of growing up my whole life because my dad was a boxer from Ukraine, and my dad
Okay.
was my coach for most of my life. Um, and yeah, that was like my basic goal. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a professional boxer. And then I also grew up wrestling on the side. So
Okay.
I one day, at 16 years old, I started the transition to mixed martial arts just because I didn't really feel like boxing was for me. I didn't really enjoy it in the way that because I was always like I always enjoyed like the art of jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
grappling, all that kind of stuff. And I really couldn't see myself not doing that. So yeah, I started at 16 years old, and that's really when my like MMA journey I feel like officially started. I started learning how to kick. I started learning how to get more jiu-jitsu skills and all that stuff. And yeah, here I am. I've lost a lot in wrestling and boxing.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to lose. Basically, so my head's not like blown up.
Yeah. No. Was there? So you're like what, like 6 feet tall, right?
Yeah,
You're in shape. You're a thin
yeah.
guy. You're a good looking guy, man. Do you ever play any other sports?
No, no. I've never watched any other sports. Never played any other sports. I have no idea like any rules of anything. I only know it's fighting.
Oh
So yeah,
man, no football, no soccer.
no, none of that. None of it.
So what? So typical Saturday night for you. What's that look like for you? That's not training. That's not kicking someone's ass.
Either watching the UFC fight night or
Hell
probably
yeah.
just my girlfriend. Just relaxing, chilling, just relaxing my body from the hard week of training. That's I mean, I don't party, I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I don't have like a crazy lifestyle. I just train and then I come home and I relax, enjoy life with my girlfriend and um, you know, get back to it on Monday.
Where's home for you?
So right now I'm living with my girlfriend. I moved to Killcliff last year. Living in Deerfield Beach,
Nice.
Florida. So, I've been living here for a year. Yeah, I think a year now. But I used to live most of my life. I lived in Nashville, Tennessee, Mount Juliet, technically, but yeah, that's where I kind of grew up my whole life,
Yeah.
and I have a lot of, you know, people and friends from Nashville. So now that's kind of where I say I'm based from.
What keeps you motivated? Because obviously, like you just said right now, people read a piece of paper and say, "Oh, this dude's never lost an MMA. You're perfect. You've never tasted defeat," as you just alluded to right now. I mean, you've suffered losses in other ways. What keeps you motivated? What gets you through those hard days?
Man, I think just consistency and discipline. I think that's one of the biggest things. I mean, it's easy to say, okay, yeah, just be consistent, yeah, just stay disciplined, but
100%.
that it's not easy. It really does take a mentality of figuring out. I feel like one of the things that I started figuring out and that I started loving was, let's say I actually had a mental battle with myself the other week.
Yeah.
Um, I I was in a trans. I just moved to a new apartment, whatever, and I told myself, okay, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, 5 a.m. I'm gonna go run to the beach because I want to see the sunrise. And I woke up, 4:30 in the morning. I looked at my alarm clock. And I went back to sleep. And then I the next day I woke up and I just hated myself for the whole week.
Yeah.
I was just that's the only thing I was thinking about for the whole week. I was like, damn, I really just bitched out. Like
Yeah.
I let my brain like win. I let my brain win, and tell me, oh, no, it's okay to go back to sleep and enjoy life. It's warm. I don't have to get up. I don't have to go run. And then the next Saturday, I woke up. I woke up so motivated, and I told my brain, I was like, you know what? You're not going to tell me what to do anymore. I'm going to wake up. I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
go. It was one of the most beautiful runs I've done. When even though the sun didn't come out because it was a little cloudy, but still, it's just I enjoyed the whole process, and it was just such a satisfying feeling. And you gotta find that feeling, I feel like, in order to stay disciplined and stay motivated. Because obviously, I don't feel like I feel like not a single person in this world can stay motivated
Yeah.
every day. That's just not a thing. It's
I
just
agree.
discipline and hard work and drive that just keeps you going and just like, okay, I have to do this. Not give yourself any other option. I mean, that's my thought process at least.
Is it weird that your fight's on a Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it should bother me too much. My last one was on Thursday, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
only a day before that, so it should be all right.
For you, what do you normally do after a win? How do you celebrate? What's it look like for you since you don't drink or you don't go party?
Just go out and eat. I think food's my happy place after a fight.
Oh
Enjoy
yeah.
time with family, my girlfriend's family. Just maybe do a little bit of traveling, maybe go somewhere on a weekend. Just any small things like that. Just yeah, those type of little things make me happy in life. So
Top three things you enjoy to eat, man, when you're out of camp. Because you gotta enjoy life.
sushi, probably
Sushi.
number one.
All right.
Any Asian food like sushi, something like that. Probably pizza number two. Um, let's see
Pizza
what
number
would be number
two. You
three.
got you got a good spot, a go-to spot.
No, I do not. I just eat whatever, to be honest. I've never been a picky person. I've never been a picky person in my life. I just eat like I don't care. I'll just eat whatever tastes
I
good.
mean, cheeseburgers got to be on that list, Alexei.
Honestly, no.
Oh
I've
man,
always stayed away from like red meat like my whole life. Like that type of like hard red meat, like I've never been a fan of. Um, maybe like I can't even think what a number three would be. Probably any sort of like dessert, probably a dessert food like ice
dessert.
cream or yeah,
All
something
right.
like it.
What do you mess with when it comes to ice cream? Cookie dough. You look like a cookie dough person.
Oh yeah, cookie dough, chocolate,
Yeah.
any type of that stuff. Peanut butter, chocolate, like that's my go-to for
Hell
sure.
yeah. Does your girlfriend make it out to the fights?
Oh yeah, she's been to every single one of my fights. She's super supportive. She moved down to me actually with me to Florida, and transferred to online school, to college. I finished her last year on online school. She's super supportive, and she's always there for my fights, and I'm very grateful for that.
Any extra nerves though?
Right now, no. I know
Yeah.
there will be when probably like for me it's usually like a day or two before the fight the nerves kind of start kicking,
Yeah. Yeah.
settling in. But I also have I do have I just partnered up with a mental therapist too, so I've been getting
Hell
like
yeah.
sessions and stuff like that, which I feel like is very important to just be mentally dialed in and knowing how to control your thoughts and how to control your anxiety. And I feel like that's been helping me out a lot. So the nerves in my last fight were honestly like I was just having fun. Like I
Yeah.
was just myself. I felt like myself, and I really hope I feel the same way this fight.
Nice, nice. When do you fly out to New York?
This Saturday, I fly out this Saturday.
Nice. Now, any message to anyone that has never seen you fight before? What can they expect on August 23rd?
Man, I'm just expect like me always trying to chase the finish because that's really
Hell
what
yeah.
I do. Every time I step foot into the octagon, I don't look for decisions. I just chase a finish every single time, no matter how tired I am, no matter how fatigued I am. I always look for a submission, knockout, whatever it is. As the opportunity comes, I just go out there and try to get it. Like, never expect a boring fight, I should say.
What's your goal for the rest of the year? Are you trying to get one more in after this one?
Amateur, I know season's coming close to an end.
Yeah.
We're already in the semifinals, so I don't
Yeah.
know if I'll be able to squeeze another one in. I mean, maybe if we get like a quick like submission knockout, whatever it is, no injuries, like all good. Like maybe who knows? Maybe I'll get a call and I'll be maybe on the undercard of the finals or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh yeah. How long is your PFL deal for?
Right now I'm just after this fight, we'll have more figured out. My last one was actually supposed to be my last fight under the contract, but we just got a new one in.
Hell
So we're
yeah.
just we're just yeah, we're just trying to see how it's gonna go, and yeah, I mean,
If your opponent's looking you up and comes across this interview, what message do you have for him?
I don't have any bad
Yeah.
messages towards him. Best of luck. I know he's going to be tough. I know he's going to be a grappler. He's going to try to wrestle the whole time. So that I'm ready. I've had a good camp. I've had a good last fight. I'm very confident going into this fight, and I'm confident that I have more skills than he does in general. So may the best man win.
And then anything you want to let your fans, supporters know that have been following you from day one?
Man, I just appreciate like all the love on like TikTok, Instagram, like all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's really been amazing. Like all these people, just showing me love, and it really helps me out mentally. Like, even the all the comments that people are saying, even if I like don't reply or don't like to them, like whatever, just know like I see those comments, and they mean a lot to me, and all the DMs of these young kids, saying how
Yeah.
much I inspire them, that really makes me like happy to know I have some sort of impact on this world of you know just making people inspired to go out and do what they love. So
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is professional mixed martial artist Alexei Pergande. He's 3-0. He'll be fighting on August 23rd under the PFL in PFL New York. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. And Alexei, thank you for your time, my man.
thank you so much. Have a good one.